and welcome to the wrap-up on UCFM, bringing you the latest from the UC community each week. I'm your host, Ben, and I'm joined by Hannah and AJ. How's it going, guys?
Hey.
Hello.
Hannah, your first time on the wrap-up. You nervy?
I'm a little bit nervy. You know, this is a lot more serious.
I'm excited to have you, though.
It is very serious. It's been a great week, hasn't it, Ben? You just got some tickets to Laneway, I heard.
I did. The pre-sale and the general sale went on this week, and I was lucky enough that I managed to snag a little ticket, so I'm going to see Chapel.
Jealous.
I know, yeah.
Jealous. For me, it's been a great week. I've just settled into my place at Cooper Lodge. Not to dox myself or anything. But I want to shout out the lovely receptionists there. They've been so lovely and kind. So, and they've been wanting me to shout them out for ages, so this is me saying hello. What about you, Ben? What's been going on with you?
I've just been putting off assignments like usual, I guess. Nothing exciting as you guys.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, it's a lot of fun being here on radio, though. So let's go with that.
Yeah, let's get into the action, guys. So on today's show, we'll be chatting with Jade and Matt, two of the editors of the recently published 2025 edition of UC First, and we'll be finding out more about the Latin America Student Association in our weekly Student Society Spotlight. We'll also have the latest UC news and weekly events guide.
Exactly. And before we get into it, just a reminder to follow our socials at UCFM_87.8 to keep up to date with everything happening. And join in on the conversation, guys. Send us a text message during the show today on our text line 0415 774 405.
And if you're not already, you can listen to UCFM wherever you are on the iHeartRadio app. Now, let's wrap things up. To start this week's show, we're joined by Jade and Matt, two editors of this year's edition of UC First, the annual Student Creative Writing Anthology. Welcome to the studio.
Yeah, good to be here.
Thanks for having us, guys. All right, guys, so first of all, for those of us that just don't know, what is UC First?
Yeah, so it's basically a creative writing anthology where we reach out at the start of the year to a bunch of students, whether they be creative writing students or not, and ask them to submit their creative writing works, whether that's short stories, prose, screenwriting pieces, comics, poetry, anything that they want in published anthology form. And then we sort through it all and we compile a list of some of the best works and then publish it in an actual little book we just did it a couple of weeks ago, so
yes,
it's
like we just had our launch.
An 8-month sort of process of reaching out for submissions to actual publication.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and I mean, how was that process as editors of the magazine?
Yes, so I mean, if you didn't state before, we're doing this as our internship, basically. Yes, so this is us learning how to be editors in the process of doing it. Very interesting process there. Probably the hardest thing being is like you don't know how to necessarily turn people down because we can't put in every single one of them there, but we learned through that process of how to do that.
Yeah.
And you guys launched the anthology this week at Smith's Alternative. How was the event, guys? I did not know about this, but I'm a little bit excited. I've heard a lot about Smith's in the past.
Yeah, so we might have kind of fallen at the final hurdle in terms of getting more info out there. But yeah, that sort of went out to like fad socials and stuff like that and Canvas and everything. But yeah, it was like a lovely little night. We invited our authors, our contributors who made it into the anthology, plus a few of the like creative writing tutors and unit conveners and stuff like that. So it was a lovely like intimate little night at Smith's where we had a few readings from some of our contributors and we got up and said a few words about the process, and then sold a few books as well. So it was a lovely little kind of like celebratory night where we got to celebrate.
It was a nice night to be indoors listening to poetry. That was the torrential rainstorm evening that we had the other week. Yeah, so that was good fun there.
And what was your favorite part overall of the entire process? Maybe something kind of expected, or
I think for me, just getting to read so many, like that, it's the best part of doing creative writing as a breadth major for me, is getting to see people's work from like around my age group, or even, obviously students are not necessarily all, the same level of experience. So it's really interesting getting to see the range of work and the ideas that just kind of seemingly pop out of thin air that are so, so different to your own writing style. So getting to, encounter all of those and then let them inspire my own work this year has been really educational and really, really exciting.
Yeah, and I'd say basically when we come down to choosing which ones go in and which ones go out, we did have a rating system between the three editors, which led to a lot of which ones make it in. We get up on a very passionate platform of like, this one needs to get in because I'm personally attached to it.
Yeah.
Like, I need it to get in, and arguing that, and we would generally like take the lead, determine who would take the lead on being the editor, working with that particular author on each piece there. So that was usually whoever was the most passionate and could see the most potential in the work, so they would like get involved in it.
Right. So you guys are talking about like having your own preferences when it comes to writing styles. What is that exactly? Are you guys like talking about maybe leaning more towards horror stories, leaning more towards like more of a prose poetry kind of vibe? What are you guys into?
I think it was interesting because we didn't really have like particular genre stuff. It's kind of hard when you're, an emerging like student creative writer. I think it's a lot more about theming than it is about genre. So we were getting a lot of stuff of like, technology and grief and, the student experience, and nostalgia was a big, big theme that I was really attracted to in this year's submissions. So anything that kind of like talked about like homesickness and stuff like that, I really loved. But then we had some great kind of like pieces that played with style, especially in poetry, with a really like gothic style. But I'm also in poetry really attracted to like the kind of romantic stuff, even if it's not necessarily a romantic relationship, even if it's like romanticizing a platonic relationship. I found a few poems in that I really enjoyed that kind of took that approach.
It's surprising for me that I was expecting, we did get some of this, but a lot of maudlin, very depressing pieces because university students living in the world that we live in. So that didn't surprise us. But I think what we found out of that was there was a mixture of those real positive pieces. There was one that was almost straight up a poetic essay on the need for love. And then we also found a few bittersweet pieces. So we ended up, out of the ones we decided to keep, crafting that into sort of a 3-section story of the anthology, where we start out with like the happiness and then the sadness and then the bittersweet learning out of that there. So that sort of guided us. As well as, if Jade wants to tell it there, the reason for the title of the anthology, Marigold and Other Flowers, came from one of our pieces literally called Marigold.
Yeah.
And sort of a flower theme in a lot of other ones there. So
Yeah. So Annika May, huge shout out to her. She came and did a couple of readings on the night of her 2 poems that featured in the anthology. We were kind of like early in the submission stage, and like submissions had started rolling in. We'd seen a couple of things and we were like, yeah, interesting. Like, this is, good stuff, but is it like, wow, like mind-blowing good? And then Annika's 2 poems, One Wednesday Evening and Marigold, came in, and I read them and I just went, like I'm excited about a piece. Like, these are the first pieces I'm really excited about. There was just something about her style of writing that was so just really spoke to me. It felt very personal. And then we had another prose piece come in, I think by Abby Hext, called Fingertips to the World, which is basically about her connection to the beach and her love for the beach, because that's where she grew up, which also featured the word marigold to describe like a sunset. And it just, after I read Marigold by Annika May for the first time, it just felt like the word kept popping up everywhere. It just felt like the world was reaching out to me to go, this needs to be the title of UC First 2025. Like, here is, this beautiful, descriptive, colourful word, because we were also talking about just calling the anthology a colour this year. And so it sort of fit along with that theming. So we took Marigold, and then instead of making it just Marigold, we called it Marigolds and Other Flowers, and then split those 3 sections of the kind of like really joyous stuff, the really depressing stuff, and then the bittersweet stuff into like, they're themed around 3 flowers featured in the poem Marigold, that all represent in flower language those 3 different feelings or themes. So it felt like it stitched together.
Featured it in Abby's one.
No, they were in Annika's. They were in the end of Marigold. So it was poppies, sunflowers, and marigold. Yeah, we're all in that.
It also inspired our, if you've ever seen them around there, the bright orange poster that we've put up there for the anthology, which probably need to come down now, but I'll leave them up. The weather destroys them. Yeah.
I think we still have submission posters up around campus somewhere. We'll need to get rid of those.
It's pretty anyway. Everyone loves them.
Exactly.
That's really interesting, though. I never really thought about how much thought goes into how you format an anthology. But that's really insightful. Where can people find out more about the submission guides?
Yeah, so you could reach out to either of us. I'm at Flightless Jade on Instagram if you want to reach out to try and snag a copy. But best person to get in contact with is Ian McHugh.
We've also got the Gmail still up
Yeah,
there.
we've got the Gmail still up, so that's ucfirst2025@gmail.com. So if you want to reach out to try and snag a copy, we still have a few copies left. Definitely dwindling, but yeah, we're still sorting out if people can purchase copies after now open day and the launch, because those were our main selling platforms. But yeah, if you're interested, definitely reach out to us when we'll try and organise getting you a copy.
If you want to submit, then it'll probably open up at the start of next year then, when semester comes back. So
yeah, around March.
We'll be handing over to who the new editors are there. If you're also interested in editing, especially if you're doing like creative writing or any other creative degrees there, also reach out to Ian McHugh.
Yeah, definitely would recommend this as an internship if you're looking into doing something creative writing based. I'm only studying it as a breadth major. I'm a film major, but it has been a really educational and really interesting internship to engage with from an editing and a publication standpoint, but also just from a creative writing one as well. So definitely would recommend that.
Yeah, and I guess just to finish us off, what would you say to any students out there who might want to get involved next year? How would you encourage them to submit something?
In terms of like the submitting a piece.
Yes.
So I mean, it's tricky because we won't know what the approach of the next editors are, but we can sort of recommend them there. Get in early. The earlier you get it in, the more time they've got to sort of mull over it. If you get it in at the end of the submission window, that just straight up gives us less time to consider it there. And I would say probably if you're going to submit multiple pieces, like we were taking multiple pieces from people, show sort of a breadth of technique and style and inspiration for it. If you submit two very similar pieces, like either they're going to both match and be great, but they might both get like knocked out because they're too similar and not unique enough. So yeah, just use it as an experience. Put your work in front of other people as well before you submit it as well. Get feedback, because it is going to be a process where it's going to get feedback and you can't be too attached to the state it's in when it comes in. So yeah.
Yeah, I would also just say, like, it's obviously like the main piece of advice you get from creative writing teachers, but just back yourself. Like, if you've got something that you want to share with the world and you've got something that you're passionate about and you've put a lot of love into it, that love will come through. And, you know, creative writing, if you're going into that as a career or even as just something that you love a lot, a huge part of that process is sharing your work, and another huge part of it is rejection. So, you know, even if you get a no, that's, you know, one step closer to a yes.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Jade and Matt, for joining us.
No worries. Thanks,
Thank you.
guys.
Cheers.
Well, now it's time for the UC News Wrap. This week was graduation week. 1,800 graduates from across all 5 faculties received their testamas at the National Convention Centre on Monday and Tuesday. The university's Vice-Chancellor and President, the Honourable Bill Shorten, congratulated the graduating class on this milestone. Addressing each ceremony, he spoke of the ties that bind the present and the past, and the enduring curiosity that leads to future endeavours. Congratulations to all the graduates, of course.
Definitely, for sure. And do you guys know anyone who graduated?
A couple people I work with graduated.
Oh, congrats to them. I know
Yes.
one person who graduated, so congrats to her as
Yes.
well. There you go. What else?
And last week was UC Open Day Fest, a massive event for the UC community and an opportunity for future students to visit the Bruce campus and find out more about studying and life at UC. There was live music, food stalls, and plenty to see and do, including a QR code scavenger hunt with lots of great prizes on offer. And of course, who'd forget the free blue donuts?
Exactly, delish. I had some. Did you?
I didn't, unfortunately.
Oh. We were there. It was a great success, wasn't it?
Well, I mean, the day was a great success and definitely one to keep out for.
Exactly. And Student Equity and Participation is offering a free holiday program for current UC students with children aged 5 to 12 years. The SAF-sponsored program will be staffed by full-time and casual members of the Aspire UC component of the Student Equity and Participation team, and all staff have a valid Working with Vulnerable People card. To be eligible for the free program, parents must be currently enrolled in a course at UC, and the program is offered to children 5 to 12 years with a maximum of 12 participants per day. You guys can book multiple children in for one of the 3 days we're offering the time of the program. We're offering the program. Check the UC events page for more information and to book.
In other news, the SRC are hosting an AI conference on October 3rd, which is free for students to attend. It's examining how AI is influencing higher education and teaches practical ways students can integrate AI into everyday tasks. Have you guys had AI incorporated into any of your assignments so far?
A couple, yeah. This has been the first semester, actually.
Ooh,
that has
interesting. Yeah, I think so as well. Same class that we have, isn't it? Isn't that right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, interesting.
Anyways, so the program is designed not just to inform but to equip participants with strategies they can apply immediately, whether in study, research, or the workplace. You can register for the event on Humanitix. The Student Experience Awards are also being held on October 3rd. The awards see student club execs as well as UCX volunteers and student mentors gathering to celebrate the year they've had while celebrating those receiving excellence awards. And that's the latest news from around campus. It's now time to chat with one of UC's student clubs and societies. This week we'll be joined by Sebastian and Lara from the Latin American Student Association. Thanks so much for coming, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you for having us.
Tell us a little bit about your club.
Well, we're sorry, I'm a little bit nervous. We're the Latin American Student Association. We usually do a lot of cultural events, like, for example, dancing class, Spanish class. Actually, today we have a salsa class at 7
Ooh,
p.m.
fun.
So, yeah, we're a pretty active group this semester.
Right. And how often do you guys meet anyway?
Live.
How often do we meet? I feel like we've been having a lot of events this term.
Yes.
Yeah, probably like once a week, I would say.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Yeah.
what kind of events do you guys have? So it's you say you have dance events. What else do you have?
What else? We do Spanish class.
Yes.
Or we teach Spanish. We have
We have cooking classes as well.
Yeah,
That's very
true.
exciting.
we have one cooking class yesterday, and we also have fiction nights. We have we have fiction nights. We have free entry to some Latino
That's
nights and
exciting.
fictions.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's plenty of
Yes.
students who would be into that. Speaking of students, are you guys open to all UC students, or are you more like targeting towards people who are Latin American?
All the students are welcome. There's not too much Latinos here. There's like 20. So if we do just only Latinos, we're probably going to be like 5 people or maximum 20.
Yeah.
We're not that much.
Right.
So for that reason, we're open to all the students and all people that want to feel the culture or want to learn something or want to learn how to dance or anything about Latino is welcome to come and,
That's
to our
beautiful.
events.
So you guys are really encouraging people to like come together as a community and also have a bit of cultural appreciation as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So where can people find out more about the club anyway?
In our Instagram.
All right. Do you guys know the tag for your Instagram?
UC LASA.
Yes.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Well, I mean, I guess getting a little bit into you guys specifically. How did you join LASA?
Oh, me? Well, that's kind of difficult to explain. My best friend, Martin Maldonado, I don't know if you know him.
I actually interviewed we've interviewed you guys before, and I interviewed him last time, so I do know who you're talking about.
Oh, yeah, Martin is my best friend. We went to college together. When I entered at uni, he wanted to create a club, and he said, I need a pressure. And I said, I in that moment, I made that word mistake in my life. I said, okay, I could help you. And, now I'm here. I was the president. Well, I am the president this year, and it was kind of difficult. We have a lot of events, a lot of things. Was really fun, and yeah.
And Lara, what
Yeah.
about you? You said you joined recently, I believe, right?
I did, yeah. So I joined this year, I think in February. I'm a dancer, so I've sort of always been around, like, because there's so many events that UC LASA hosts, and yeah, we've always had dance events that I sort of just stumbled across, and then from there, yeah, sort of got more involved and joined eventually. It took a few years, and then, yeah.
And how have you found it so far?
Yeah, it's been really cool. I think it's just so active as a community, and we have so many events. I like that it's so open, so multicultural. Even like externally, there's a lot of people that join as well. Like, it's not just students, so that's really interesting, and I think that's really cool. Yeah.
And before you guys head off, I've got to ask, if you had to choose one thing from the club, like one event, what would you say is like your number one thing you'd want other students to get involved in?
Well, I think I'm a bit biased, but I think the dance classes are really cool. And I think they're sort of like an easy way just to have fun and try something new because it's beginner friendly. So, yeah, we really encourage that and push that out there. Yeah.
What about you, Sebastian?
About me, I see Spanish class.
All right.
At the two Spanish class, we have a lot of people. Like, was kind of nice, and it's always nice, like having people that is actually interested to learn your language, and it's always funny to see how they're trying to speak. And not because it's funny. It's like it's always.
It could be a little bit funny.
It could
I
be a
remember when
little
I
funny.
learned French, my Australian accent when I was trying to speak it was pretty comical most of the time.
Yeah, but it's really nice, you, in a kind of way you feel like included because, when we come here, English could be a little bit difficult and a little bit tricky with all the pronunciation and all the stuff like that. So it's always good to see that people want to learn more about you learning your language.
Yep. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you very much.
Now, before we jump into this week's event guide, guys, I have something to say. Guys, you know what I have to say?
What do you have to say?
We have some giveaway winners to announce. Yay!
Exciting.
I don't have the cheer thing right now, but the winners, guys, of our 2 double passes to this Saturday's Slam Pro Wrestling match are John Zorro and Sky. Congratulations, guys. Yay! Please check your Instagram DMs for more info. Now, let's take a look at the upcoming events on campus. It's a jam-packed week at the University of Canberra with something for everyone: music, games, markets, sport, and not 1, but 2 trivia nights back to back.
All right, guys. So coming up tonight, September 25th at 7:30 p.m., Ben Lee takes over the UC Refractory with a stripped-back, intimate performance of his beloved album "Awake Is the New Sleep."
Ooh.
No screens,
I always
no
say that.
backing tracks, just a special night for music lovers with raw performance, storytelling, and connection. Plus, we've also got another event coming up as well, guys. It's jam-packed. Need to de-stress from your lunch break? This Friday, September 26th from 12:30 to 2:30 p.m, swing by the Sports Hall in Building 4 for UC Sports Social Badminton Sessions. It's casual, friendly, and a great way to stay active and meet people in between classes.
Guys, let's do it.
Well, I mean, wrestling fans, your time has come. This Saturday night, September 27th, the UC Refractory turns into a full-blown arena as Slam Pro Wrestling lands on campus. Pre-show dinner starts from 4:30 p.m. and doors are at 6 p.m. Exciting. Expect big action, loud crowds, and exciting moments.
Exactly.
Also on Saturday night, head down to the UC Hub from 8 p.m. to celebrate 10 years of Strange New Past with Seth Sentry. He's bringing all the energy, deep cuts, fan favorites, and maybe a few surprises. It's a double header of epic live music this weekend.
So cool, guys. Oh my gosh. Well, looking for something to chill to kick off the week? Well, join the social board games night at Cure Bar. Is that Cure Bar?
I think it's Cure, yeah.
Cure Bar and Grill on Monday, September 29th from 5 to 7 p.m. Whether you bring a game or jump in on one, it's the greatest way, or it's a great way to meet new people, and you'll get 20% off from the food from the bar. So 20% off, guys. In the Cosy lives, guys, take advantage. Take advantage. Now, if you're a student parent, UC has your back during the school break as well. From the 30th of September to the 2nd of October, kids can enjoy a free creative school holiday program from 9:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. daily at Garumba Lodge. Is that how you pronounce it?
I think so.
Perhaps.
Garumba Lodge. Themes include busy bees, and the art of light and shadow, and all materials are included as well.
Very cute. And this is a personal favourite of mine, guys, because UCFM was involved in one of these. So
Yes.
it is trivia time.
Trivia?
Tuesday.
Trivia time!
Trivia time. Guys, Tuesday, September 30th at 5:30 p.m. Gather your team at UCX Bar X for 40 fun-filled questions, themed rounds, and some great prizes. UCFM did one of these a few semesters ago. I can
Very
vouch for it.
exciting.
Very, very fun.
I was there.
You were, in fact,
Were you there? No.
I was there.
Hey,
Hey, we were all there, guys.
let's go.
There's an $80 bar tab for the weekly winners and a $250 semester prize. Brains and banter highly encouraged.
Let's go.
Let's go. But guys, can't get enough trivia? I know, I can't. Stick around for round 2 just down the road at the Lighthouse in Belconnen, also on Tuesday, 30 September from 7 to 9 p.m. It's a fun alternative vibe with a great quiz energy. Perfect for those who want to double their chances at glory.
And on Wednesday, October 1st, from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m, swing by the handmade markets at the UC Refectory. You'll find amazing student-made crafts, art, jewelry, and gifts, perfect for treating yourself or someone special.
Oh.
And round out your Wednesday night on a high note with musical bingo at UC Bar X, happening Wednesday, October 1st from 6:30 to 8 p.m. It's like regular bingo, but with music. Mark your card based on the songs you hear, enjoy drink specials, and soak up the midweek vibes.
Nice. And that's what's happening all around UC. Now make sure to check out the UC events pages and UC socials for more info on these events and to find out what else is happening around campus.
Well, that's all we have time for today, guys. Thanks for joining us on the wrap-up. There's always something happening around campus, so make sure you keep an eye out on the socials and the student bulletin.
Exactly, and you can listen to this episode of The Wrap-Up and past episodes on our website, ucfm.com.au, or find the podcast version wherever you get your podcasts. And don't forget to follow our socials at ucfm_87.8.
And as always, we'll be back again next week to keep you up to date with what's been happening around UC. But until then,
that's a wrap.